Hi, this is Mary and Lola from Mount Airy Yoga in Philadelphia, and we're going to talk a little bit about jumping through to sit down from downward facing dog. So there's a few tricks, and hopefully by the end of this couple of minutes you'll have a few ideas that will help you to jump through in a nice, controlled and smooth way. So I want to talk a little bit about where your focus is when you're jumping through. Many times when a beginner is jumping through, they're thinking about where their feet are going to land, how to get their feet through their hands, where should they land their feet, right? And what you want to do is have your awareness more lifted, right? So your awareness isn't really on your feet, it's on your core. It's on the strength in the middle of your body. So what I want you to do is take the navel in and up. And when you're in downward dog, you're actually going to feel a little bit like you're rounding your back, right? So it might feel like an exaggeration, but what this is doing is it's sort of calling all the energy to the center. And then when you're jumping through, as you bend your knees, to think about keeping your knees close to your belly. So you're inhaling as you jump through. That's really important. And you're keeping the knees up as high as you can. So you're actually, an exaggeration is you're closing in, you're rounding up, right? And it feels a little bit like that. But what's really happening is that you're pulling everything together. You're pulling the energy together. You're engaging Uddiyana and Mula Bandha. And then you're able to slowly bring your legs through. So an example of what a beginner might do when they're in downward facing dog is, you know, you're ready to go, you're looking forward, and you're thinking about your feet, and it's like this, right? It's a big jump, really loud, kind of elephant-like jump, which has its own charm. But if you want to be a little softer, right, you want to pull the navel in, round the back a little bit, so you're rounding the tail just a little, right? And then walk your feet in just a little bit, right? So then your jump is not so far. You're not coming from all the way here, like 2 miles to get your feet, right? You can shorten it up just a little bit, bend the knees, round the back, and notice how close my thighs stay to my belly and I inhale as I jump forward. Okay, and then also listen to the breath, right? I'm using that breath all the way forward. I'm inhaling, exhaling, release. Okay, so that's really key. The breath, inhaling as you jump forward, and the awareness here. Pull the navel in up. Feel like you're rounding a little bit, jump forward. Now the other trick, if this is just way over your head, is the blocks. Move Lola. You can put the blocks on your mat, right? If they're on the floor, they might slide out, so you want to keep them on the mat. And this will give you a little more lift with your hands, so jumping through is a little bit easier, and you can get the feet through. But again, still think about inhaling and really lifting through the navel. Inhale. It's fun, actually. So you want those blocks a little wider than your hips, but not off the mat. Okay. So that's the tips. A couple of tips for today: the breath, the bandhas, and you can cheat with the blocks a little bit. That's it from Mount Airy Yoga, from Mary and Lola. Namaste.